Welcome to Take Charge with Dr. Chichi, where nurses take control, break barriers, and build a future of financial freedom and career success. Whether you're burned out, ready to level up, or looking for the blueprint to thrive, you're in the right place. It's time to lead, grow, and win because your future starts now. Here's your host, Dr. Chichi.
Hello, everyone. Welcome back to another powerful episode of Take Charge with Dr. Chichi. Today, we highlight the story of a nurse who stepped into the profession with passion, faced burnout early, and still chose resilience and purpose. Our guest today is Arinze Onuegbu. This is Arinze's second career. A nurse, he's a nurse, and that's his second career. And he has experienced the emotional weight of the emergency room, the mental demands of psychiatric nursing, and the restorative works of rehabilitation. His journey reflects determination, adaptability, and courage. The theme for this episode is burnout in the early years and how Ariza took charge in his second career nursing journey. The goal for this episode will be to show that burnout can happen early in a nursing career, but it does not end the journey. It can redirect you towards purpose, clarity, and well being. Today's guest is Arinze Onuegbu. Nursing is Arinze's second career, and he has 4 years of nursing experience. Former ER nurse for 3 years, currently works in psych and rehab. He personally experienced burnout, known for resilience, adaptability, and commitment to mental wellness. His story inspires younger nurses to recognize burnout early and take charge. Arinze, I want to welcome you to the show. Welcome to this episode of Take Charge with Dr. Chichi.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you
All
very
right,
much.
good to have you here.
Yeah, good. Thank you for having me.
All right, so let's dive deep. I should have started the show by telling you Happy New Year. We didn't do
Yeah,
that. Happy New Year.
happy new year. Happy new year. It's a beautiful 2026. Yes. Thank
2020. Yeah.
you.
I know you listed your New Year resolutions. I hope you're gonna keep all of them the way you had them.
Well, after listing New Year's resolutions several times, I'm not making it through the first month, you kind of know that. You
So
kind of
I ended up not making New Year resolutions anymore because I don't ever keep to it.
yeah, it kind of guilt trips you when you don't make it, so you better not do it. I mean, some
Mhm.
people do it, some people make it, but just make it as realistic as possible.
Yes. Yes. Achievable goals.
Yes, yes.
Happy New Year.
Thank you. You too.
So, Ariza, let's start from the beginning. What inspired you to leave your first career and transition into nursing?
Well, even when I was doing my first career, which is law, being an attorney,
Wow.
um, I used to take care of my grandmom.
Mm,
So before she passed, and doing that, I felt so much connection about taking care of people and what actually is going on with her. I did my research. I try as much as I can to stay away from the myths that comes with old age to truly understand that. And when I had the opportunity to go into to change career, I chose nursing because that would give me a hands-on on taking care of people, and I chose to do that.
wow, amazing. So from attorney to nursing, that's
Yes,
powerful though.
yes,
Yeah. So I mean, it doesn't matter where you start from, you still come back to um your calling. That's how I'll put that.
yeah.
All right. Well, oh, all right. You spent 3 intense years in emergency room. When did burnout first begin to show up for you?
Well, I would say it is the first day, the very
The first
first day.
day?
Yes,
Wow.
but burnout burnout, it grows. It might
Mm.
not be as intense as it was in your first day. Because when I my very first day on the floor as an ER nurse, that was when I witnessed my first death. So I was expecting that would be down the road in my career. So when the ambulance brought a particular individual that didn't make it, and that was my first time being in a trauma situation, I was burnt out. But when I look at the older nurses that were with me, they were, having a tea time. The doctors were taking some coffee, like it
Mm.
was every day. So I would say that was an intense day for me, but it was, it started building up from that point, for you to start getting, okay, this is what you signed up for, and this is what it is. So it starts from micro to macro. So that is how it started.
Yeah. You know how they say that burnout is very subtle. You probably won't even know when it starts till it
Mhm.
goes right deep into your bone marrow. It's like a leaky pipe. That's how one of my guests described it. It's I mean, I've gone through it. I always say that I've gone through it and I know exactly what it feels like. For me, I know exactly what it feels like, and it's a place that I don't want to be at any point. So, what were the emotional, mental, or physical signs that made you realize you were experiencing burnout?
Okay, so like I said, the first day was the day that I experienced that, but due to resilience and due to some people will call it mind over matter,
Hmm.
you weather it out. I mean, there are other people doing it, so you go through that. So after a couple of years, I think after the second year, that was the day I was in the house and I had some muscle contraction
Wow.
in the middle of the year when I was sleeping because I usually work nights.
Hmm.
So it woke me up and I have to lay straight on the hard surface for a while
Wow.
for it to ease off. And I was supposed to go back that night, which I did, which was crazy, but I did because I don't want to call off. And so after that, I have to start thinking about some change. But you know, this is we can't be doing this. You are
Hmm.
beating down on your body. Yeah. So that was when I started planning my exit from the emergency room.
You know how we as nurses, we're always thinking about, "Oh, if we leave, who's going to do the job?" We think about every other person except us. We don't ever think about ourselves. So, what
True.
were the emotional, mental, or physical signs that made you realize you were experiencing burnout? I know you mentioned about the cramping, which is
Mm,
physical. What about
mhm.
the emotional and the mental signs that
Yeah, the emotional
you
part
felt?
has to do with the fact that you have uh, the catch up. You're always playing catch up from the beginning of the shift to the end of the shift.
Hmm.
Um, I worked in a trauma center, so there are always things you feel like you are behind. You are always running behind. You're always catching up on the assignment because they keep popping up on your epic. It keeps showing up. Oh, you need to do this order, that order. And when you are doing those orders, you are also assessing your patient. You are seeing if they are deteriorating. You want to make sure that they are okay. So you have to still run to the doctor and make sure that. And when you run to the doctor for a complaint, you are getting more assignments. So it keep building up. So when you finally clock out, as you are going out of the hospital, you are evaluating yourself. Okay, did I do this? Did I finish up
I
this?
know.
So, sometimes you don't feel that satisfied.
Hmm.
Probably there was something that you felt that, oh, I would have done this. You have not optimized your nursing training on a patient because it is so rapid. So you might feel that you didn't do much. So it's an emotional toll that you are doing this, but you are not checking up all the boxes that you would love to check up.
Hmm.
And yeah, so it start wearing you down, that you are not
Yes.
maximizing your full duty of care sometimes because it is fast, and before you know it, you are calling report to take this patient upstairs, and another patient is coming straight to you. So you just keep going and going and going, and it starts over time start wearing you down emotionally as well.
Wow. And how did the burnout affect your life outside of work or your
Um,
mindset, relationship, or confidence?
Yeah, so when that start happening, you start feeling, me personally, I isolate. So you isolate to recharge as a
Mm,
person, and I get to a point where that isolation start affecting people, your relationship with people, because
mm,
you are always unavailable, you are always isolating yourself. And okay, you're not at work. Okay, come out, let us hang out. But you wouldn't come out because that is also taking something away from you. You
mm.
need more time to recharge from the burnout. So you become unavailable. So, and that unavailability can be misinterpreted as you don't want to show up. You know what I mean? And
Mm-hmm,
if
mm-hmm,
you do show up and before you know it, it's time for you to go back, you feel that you are not well rested.
mm.
So it's like a circle, you know, and yeah, that has to be broken for you to really uh, get
Wow.
yourself together. Yes.
But it's good that you captured that. A lot of people won't even realize that till it's too late. And that's why this podcast is here to create awareness about burnout so that people can start taking charge of their lives before it's too late. People come in and share their stories, and that's those stories are what will help other people to take charge of their life. So what motivated you to transition from ER to psych and rehab? Was it a combination of all this that you've described, or was it something else?
Yeah, one thing about ER exposure is that you take care of critical care patients, you take care of acute care, you take care of psych patients as well. So I have been taking care of psych patients in their worst state when they come into the
Mm,
and I enjoyed it. And so when I realized that, okay, this is going on and I just have to go back and reflect on what other things that I enjoy doing. I enjoyed I like the experience of but not the toll that it started taking
takes
on
on
me.
your body.
Yeah, so when I realized that, okay, I enjoy taking care of whether the persons with developmental disabilities or people with acute psychological issues, I decided, you know what, I can transition from it. There was a time I was a travel nurse as
Hmm.
I was in California. So one of my colleagues there, it was a big hospital, and one of my friends told me, in the year after it was an intense day, she told me that she said, I don't know who asked me to do this. I said to do what? I said to come to the
She said
that
that.
yeah, she said that. That's because that day was we call it brutal. It was a brutal day. So
Wow.
so she said, I don't know, but I told her, but you know, nobody is forcing you to stay in this department. There are a lot of departments in the hospital you can easily transition to. She said, yeah, that is true. But when I told her that, I realized I was also talking to myself.
Talking to yourself. That's why I do this show. Because to
Yeah,
me, this is therapy for me.
yeah. You know, you can also transition. So I started working myself out of it. And when I did, I didn't look back. I didn't
Hmm.
miss the fact that I was there, but I enjoy the skills and the equipping that exposure, have on me.
Yeah, it will always help you go to the next level. It's good
Mm.
to have a good foundation as a new nurse. I mean, you grow with it, and I mean, there's no kind of nursing care that you will not. provide to a patient just because you've been exposed to that, fast-paced environment. So as a second career nurse, what lessons have you learned about protecting your peace while pursuing your calling?
Well, the fact is that if you do not protect your peace, you might not be able to carry out your duties well.
Mm,
It is counterproductive.
yes.
Even though you are trying to do your best, but your best comes from inside out, and your peace is inside. So when it will start showing in your deliveries, in your service deliveries, when you don't have that peace within. So it's very important for you to protect that peace. And when you start noticing the signs that that peace is being exposed to outer forces that are like attacking it, you have to sit down and talk to yourself. Whether you feel that you don't trade your peace for financial gain, and you don't train it to satisfy those in the management or those that are ahead of you. You need it for your mental stability and for your physical well-being. Both psychological and physiologically have to be okay to be able to carry out your duties. And you take care of human lives, and taking care of human life requires you to take care of yourself as well, so that you can be able to do that. Because if there is any accident or incident that occurs, nobody's going to take account of the fact that you lost your peace. They will see you as somebody that is holistically fit to carry out that duty, and you have to take responsibility of your actions.
Wow, that's deep, though. You're really making a very, very valid point. Some people get stuck in an environment that is burning them out, right? Due to financial commitments, family commitments. Was that the case with you? Did financial obligation or family expectation ever make it difficult for you to leave that environment that was burning you out?
Not really, because when I transitioned to the other department, so when I moved, the pay for the ER and the Psych were the same. So it really wasn't about the financial part. However, there is I call it being a trophy nurse. That might not be the right term. Being a trophy nurse it comes with pride. It comes with pride that I'm able to do this, 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 this. I can give blood product. I can give critical care medications. I can do this. I take care of patients in trauma bay. There is this satisfaction that you have that somebody with a broken leg came in and you stabilize the patient and all of that. It gives you a hero nurse
mentality,
kind of,
right?
yes.
Like Superman.
Yeah, yes. So you keep doing it. You keep doing it. Whereas in some other departments that are laid back, if I should use that word laid back, you just assess your patients, you sit down, it is not as intense as that. And then when we call reports, we see, okay, these nurses, what are they doing? Or they don't know how to do this, they don't know how to do that. So you have this trophy, hero,
mentality.
Superman mentality, and it keeps you going.
Yep, yep. It
It's
gets
going.
addictive, right?
Yeah. It's release some dopamine, and you feel that, okay, I got it going. Let me go deal with this. And I know many of my colleagues that have that mindset, that I was able to do some resuscitation, and these are heroes' work. And the management will always, thank you for all that you do, all that you are this, you are that. And for you to be in that flow, you have to have a lot of certification. Of course, the basic one is the BLS. Then you have ACLS, PALS. You have to have your TNCC. You have to have your stroke, all those certifications. So when you raise your resume, you have all of that. So it gives you like a badge of hero,
Yep.
and it keeps you
Sense of
going.
accomplishment too.
Yes, it keeps you
You
going.
know, but it's good for a new nurse. The reason why I say new nurse, you've been less than 4 years. It's a very good experience for you because it's going to help you at any point in your nursing career, you know. So it was good you started from ER, and then experience that, and then now you're doing something that you're passionate about too.
Yes.
So
I,
so walk
so
us through this. Sorry, go ahead.
I have a friend, a relative of mine who was going to nursing school, and I just told her exactly what you said. She was like, she wanted to transition from nursing school straight to the psych department. And I was like, you wouldn't be exposed
Go
to the
go go
medical
get go
aspect.
to med surg, go do something that will really,
Now,
really equip you for your career.
she
Yeah.
asked me a question. She said, what would I do with that exposure if I want to commit the rest of my career to mental health? And that is a question because this is the mindset that many of us have, and that might induce burnout. A professor in my school, when I was in school, said that she went from nursing school straight to teaching. She never went
No
to the field,
experience.
no experience. And she's a professor, and she's teaching a lot of people, and she's been doing it. So she said something then, which I did not agree with at that time, that you don't have to go through a stressful journey in your nursing career if that is not what you want to do. The main focal point is if that is not what you want to do.
Yeah,
So you
yeah.
don't go through that journey if you don't want to do it. You can go straight to what you feel that this is what you want to do, and if you are sure of it, not that okay, tomorrow you want to do something else. If you are sure of it, if this is what you want to do. So so that gives me I started having like some adaptability of decision on that okay. I told the lady, hey, if that is what you want to do, if you want to do mental health, probably you don't need that exposure. If this is what you want to do for the rest of your life.
Yeah, but you never know. The good thing about having an experience, if you're a nurse and there's an emergency or something starts happening, they expect you to take care of stuff. You're not
Exactly.
gonna be you're not gonna be over there and you say, "Oh no, I'm a psych nurse." They expect you to know basic stuff
Yeah,
that you can do to
true,
get the patient,
true,
keep the patient alive. But I mean,
true.
like you said, it's choice. People will do
Yeah.
what they want to do. So, can you walk us through the step that you took to recover, reset, and truly take charge of your life again?
Yeah. So one thing that I do when I experience those, when I come home, of course, apart from sleeping, I always try to shut down, this compartmentalize
Mm-hmm.
um, yourself,
Mm-hmm.
close off the fact that you are no longer in the hospital and do some other things that eases you off, from that. You can go for a walk, you can try to push yourself to hang out with your friends. You can meditate. I do those things to ease me off from work. I don't want to see anything that looks like medical or sounds like medical. So back in
Wow.
those days, sometimes when you hear a beep in your house, it sounds like an alarm. It sounds like an
You think it's the
alarm.
monitor going off?
Yeah, I think it's a monitor going on. So you have to, and then I try to cluster my shifts. You know, 3 days are required. If you want to do that, you can want to cluster it so you can have more days off. So the first day might be the day of rest, then the other days might be the day of proper unwinding. So I don't do it like staggered up everywhere. So I can have a longer days off so that I can fully unwind.
Wow, that's amazing. So, what advice will you give to a new nurse or those early in their career who are quietly facing burnout?
Well, first of all, I would say, you have to find out what burnout is first to know that
Yes,
you're experiencing that. And and if you're experiencing burnout, it's time to sit down and reflect. The nursing career is broad. There is a lot to do.
Rod, you made a
And
big point.
yeah, and there are other, it's sometimes it might not just be that it is the department that is burning you out. It might be that particular floor, that particular, or the people that you are working with, maybe they are not as supportive or something might be going on that particular floor. So you have to evaluate what it is. Maybe you need to change floors or you need to change that particular department. You need
Yes,
to evaluate that and take your step of, and take that leap for yourself, save yourself. Just like you have been saving patients, save yourself as well. You don't lose yourself while saving patients. So you save
right.
yourself. So always prioritize yourself, just like, in the airplane, they will always tell you that if there is any issue, compression going on, the oxygen mask drops out, put it on yourself first before helping someone else.
That's
So
right. Right.
you always have to do that. You have to think about that before proceeding.
Wow. So, Arinze, finally, what does taking charge mean to you?
Well, for me, taking charge is being holistic in your approach in your
Holistic.
career. You have to be holistic, both in your physiologic and your mental health,
Mm,
family, your the entirety of your being. You have to take charge of it.
that's
And
right.
there shouldn't be any leak anywhere. So
Mm-mm.
if there are leaks, it might corrupt the holistic aspect of your being. So, which burnout does, it seeps in and kind of goes into other things, of your life. So you have to take charge of it by shutting down, making sure there's no leak, emotional leak. And if it is coming from your career, you have to close it. And where to close it to see if you need to make a change. Sometimes you might not need to make a permanent change. It might be that you need to take a break.
You need to take it. That's the point.
Yes,
That
you
is
need
the
to
point.
break from
Taking a
it.
break.
Yes, take a major break from it by doing something else. And if you want to go back, you can always go back. Many people transition. I might decide maybe in a year or so, okay, I need to go back, or
Mm.
I don't have to go back. But the main thing is that when you finally take a break and go back, you see things a little differently. You pace your work better because you have experience in and out. So you can evaluate it and assess it better. So there's nothing wrong. Don't try to be the hero nurse, try to take care of yourself and don't let accolades drive you. Let what your body is telling you, what your mental state is telling you, pay attention to it.
Yeah, I think you made a very, very huge point. I think it's important to know when to take charge. Personally, you mentioned a whole bunch of stuff that can make someone not to leave the job. Workload at the job, which you don't want to leave for other people, your co-workers, and you be like, okay, let me just stay there and help out, or let me just do it, stay. And then sometimes it could be financial commitments that you have, and you're like, okay, let me do it. And you keep on doing it, and you keep on going down and going down. It's always very important to know when to take charge and take a break. Like you said, take a break. Because if anything happens to you, the job will still be there, but you're gone you know.
True.
So thank you so much. It's time for rapid fire questions. Are you ready?
Yeah.
All right. So what's that one word to describe your journey?
One word, I would say epic.
Epic. Wow. Wow. So tea, coffee, or smoothie?
Tea,
Tea. What kind of tea do you like?
green tea, black tea.
Wow, that's good. That's good. So a quote or affirmation that motivates you.
Um, Apart from take charge, I would say apart from take charge, because I really like that phrase, take charge.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Apart from that, I would say I'm one person and I can always be in one place at a time.
Wow.
Yeah,
One person,
yes, and I can always be one. Yeah.
one place at a
If
time.
I learned that phrase when I began to take charge of my career or of my job back in when you are in a room trying to take care of a situation and they are paging your name that you are needed in another room. I always tell them if they call me on my phone, hey, I'm one person and I can
Be
always
in one
be
place.
the one. Yeah, I cannot fly away from here to the other place,
That's
and
right. That's
it
right.
eases your mind. It is your mind that, okay,
That's
let me
right.
see what this, then I'll go over there.
So in my nursing career, at some point, I found out that it's so hard for me to say no, and that was part of what burned me out. Like yes, I'll be here. I'll be, and by the time you finish running all over the place, you get so exhausted that you're wondering, what am I going to do about this?
Mm, yeah.
Wow. So what is that proud moment in your nursing career?
Well, I would say I had moments of that I'm proud of, and that has to do with resuscitation.
Wow.
Um, yeah, I have been in a whole lot of cold blues and trauma settings that we are so successful. And I was, we walk out proud, that you are able to literally save a life.
Mm,
You are able to, whether you are the one doing that initiated the chest compression, or you are the one pushing the medication, or you are the one recording, or whatever the case is, you were part of a team that brought somebody back to life.
wow,
Especially
that's
during the
amazing.
COVID, yes, during the COVID time,
Mm,
I took a lot of patients to the morgue that
wow.
were alive and then they finally passed, all in my
Oh, so
shift.
they will still be alive before they take them to the morgue?
No, they were alive
Okay.
and they died. So
Oh,
we have to call the family. We have to go through the process of calling the family. Sometimes the family want to come in. You have to, make them presentable. And after all of that, you talk to them about how the body is going to be released to the funeral home and all of that. Then, since that is your patient, you have to take the patient to the morgue, to down. I have been through that.
it must have been a difficult time for you because that was the beginning of your nursing career, right?
Yes,
You'd be
yes,
like, is that what I signed up to do?
yeah. So, yeah, it helps. So when we are able to save someone, revive someone who
Mm.
couldn't, it was really a proud moment for me.
So what's that biggest lesson Burnout has taught you?
Well, it has taught me to prioritize my physiologic and psychological health
Mhm.
first before anything. That when you compromise that, your service delivery is going to start going down and you are tearing down your body, that, you need to take care of these two aspects of your being before anything else.
Wow. Thank you so much, Arinze. I really appreciate you for sharing your story. It's going to really impact someone else when they listen to this episode. So, it's time for reflection. It's time for reflection. And the first question I want to ask for reflection is what signs of burnout am I ignoring? You ask yourself that question. What fears or pressure keep me in environments that don't serve me? And if I could take charge of one part of my wellness today, what would it be? I always like to do my financial reflection too, because most of the time, people get stuck in the environment that is burning them out because of financial commitments. So is financial fear keeping me in a stressful work environment? That's the first question you have to ask yourself. And what small financial adjustments can reduce my stress in the next 30 days? And then how can I prepare financially for career transition? So I want to thank you, Arinze, for calling into the show. And I also want to encourage everyone to go on the description of the YouTube channel and complete the Healing Shift handout to help you take charge. Subscribe and share this episode and leave a comment on your biggest takeaway from Arinze's story. Burnout does not have the final say. So whether you're new in your career or decades in your career, or you can always pivot and heal and take charge again. So Arinze's story reminds us that the power to rise is already within us. So burnout is not a sign of weakness. It is a sign you have carried too much for too long. So your healing begins today. Your breakthrough is rising. Thank you for watching. And remember, you can take charge. So keep showing up, keep setting boundaries, and keep taking charge with Dr. Chichi. Thank you and bye.
Take Charge with Dr. Chichi is a brand of Sparkling Star Development Strategies LLC. The information provided is for educational purposes only and does not constitute financial, legal, or medical advice. Financial services are offered independently by Dr. Chichi in accordance with applicable licensing and regulatory standards. Thank you for watching.